In this video, we'll review our discussion of due process. This includes the 5th and the 14th Amendments to the U.S. Constitution. Due process can actually be summed up in one word, and that is protection. Due process provides citizens with protection against unfair governmental actions and laws. So in other words, if you're accused of a crime, due process protects you. This comes from the 5th and 14th Amendments in the U.S. Constitution. These two amendments together make sure that the national, state, and local governments do not violate your rights. So in other words, if you're accused of a crime, the government has to follow certain steps in order that your rights are protected. So in other words, you're innocent until proven guilty. The Fifth Amendment actually specifically prohibits the national government from violating your rights. So in other words, if a federal crime is involved, that's the Fifth Amendment would protect you. The 14th Amendment extended due process to the states. And with states, that includes local government. So if you're accused of breaking a state law, the 14th Amendment would protect you. The Supreme Court definitely does make sure that due process protects your Bill of Rights, the freedoms that you get from the Constitution. And when I had mentioned in class to you guys that eventually we will talk about this again when we get to the judicial branch. So we're actually going to look at specific cases where the Supreme Court has decided that due process was or was not followed. So these are the ones that we went over in class. If it's Congress making a law, that would be the 5th, not the 14th, because Congress is national. If it's the governor, that would be the 14th, because the governor is the state. If it's the president, that would be the 5th, because he is national. And so concludes our discussion of due process.